So much for rushing around. The start of practice 2 will be delayed. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to RAF Silverstone for the 10th round of the Formula One World Championship in 2023. We've had a knock-on effect after a delay to the Formula 3 qualifying. A multiple delay in Formula 2 has meant that this next hour of practice is in a delay period. Welcome to Silverstone, then. It's 5.891 kilometres, 3.661 miles, 66.56% of the lap at full throttle, 2 DRS zones as well, 18 turns, top speed of over 206.6 miles an hour, 11.31 metre elevation change as well. It's hard, it's rough, and it is an amazing circuit, which means Pirelli bring their toughest tyre compound. It's the C1 hard, C2 medium, C3 soft tyres. Alongside me in the commentary box once again is Omi, as we're still waiting here. Effectively in a delay and a red flag period. Just what we'd like to see, eh, Omi? Hello. Yes. Yeah, we're going to be standing by for all the information we need to see. Let's go over to Sky F1 there, say good afternoon to David Croft. He's alongside Jenson Button.
Everyone to see this.
Face the camera, ladies and gentlemen, because today is Friday Fashion Day. I am wearing Ted by Kravitz. This is the new shirt for this year.
You step forward so everyone can properly see this.
As you can see, I've always wanted Ted Kravitz on my chest. There you
but
go.
We have to show them the best bid, though.
And the best bit at the back.
Best bid.
2 secs, Ted.
2 secs, Ted.
I've got to thank Nikki and Olivia for this one. Apparently last year during FP2, I may or may not have said I want a Ted Kravitz Hawaiian shirt, and I'd happily wear one all weekend long. So thank you, Nikki and Olivia. It turned up in our TV production office this morning, this gorgeous new shirt, the image taken from Miami, from where Ted was talking to George Russell at the time. Do we like the shirt?
We do like the shirt, and actually we're all wearing the same colour palette, so it works perfectly, I think.
Ted Kravitz,
slightly scary as Ted, though.
But does he like the shirt?
Yeah, Ted, what do you think, mate? Does it do the business?
On you, Crofty, it looks lovely. So, yes, thank you, Nikki and Olivia, for that. Yeah, welcome to the pit lane. I'm actually wearing my Karun, Naomi and Crofty T-shirt combined under here. You just can't see because of my safety tabard. So, yeah, sorry about that. But, yeah, plenty of stuff going on down here. Must tell you, just underline why it is that we've actually got this delay. It's because of the barrier repairs. Have you already said that, Crofty, or have you just said it was a knock-on from the Formula 2?
I just said it was a bit of a knock-on from the Formula 2.
The Esteban knock-on, yeah. So there is a reason reason because they're still fixing some of the... They did a fix to allow the Formula 2 to conclude, but now they've been out there since the Formula 1 race director. People don't know, and in fact the F1 safety car in the race director has just come out. As we see down there, Lewis Hamilton's just going to the crowd to... maybe you can dip into the World Feed pictures. I'm sure they'll be showing this. Lewis just seeing as we've got...
They are not.
You can listen to the response he's getting. Apparently he can. But, okay.
No,
well,
we're not seeing that.
Well, then we can show it. You can hear everyone's giving Lewis a great response as we've got a little bit of time. But yeah, they're just redoing some of the barriers from the Formula 2 race, and then we'll be up and underway. So, lots to talk about. Going into this session, and this is
there really is lots to talk about as well, and one person who is trackside for a start of FP2 has been delayed. As we take a look quickly, one person who amazingly has been trackside for us here this weekend is Jess, and just coming through over the headphones there as well. Jess is trackside for us this weekend. We tried to communicate with her during free practice as well with everything, but unfortunately we could not hear her, which was a bit disappointing. But fear not, because Jess is here and all set to go for all of the information. So I'm just trying to get that open because apparently loads of people have been taking things over on that display. So I'm trying to get a pure windscreen display up here in the comms box. Just got to hit the transform button and fit to screen. So let's go over to Jess now, who has been talking her thoughts on the first practice session from Formula 1. She did this for the grandstands.
I sat at Luffield in the morning for the F3. I sat at Abbey for the F2. Hang out at the fan zone for a bit, and now I'm obviously at Farm Curb for the Formula 3 qualifying, which is just about to start. So yeah, it should be a good one. We'll see who is fastest. They were looking good this morning, bearing in mind that the F3 cars, surprisingly, are a lot louder than the other cars, the F2 and the F1, which I found interesting, brought of the day anyway. So yeah. Sorry I wasn't able to go live earlier, but because signal's quite rubbish here. But yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and make sure you check out the rest of the coverage. Thank you.
Nice to have Jess trackside as well, and that's actually quite brilliant. Actually, that microphone worked. We spent all day on Monday trying to find that mic, and it was absolutely brilliant. That was her thoughts on practice one. To come into that, Jess is also trackside. She's giving us all the information that she needs. Josh T is here for the first time this weekend. Hello, Josh. You haven't got your camera on, but hello, you all right?
Yeah, let's just say traffic is an absolute nightmare.
We can agree with
and
that.
And I can have my camera on if you want it.
Please, yes, because it just gives Omi a little bit of an excuse to go to the back rooms for a while. Actually, Omi, are you going to stay around or are you going to disappear off the camera? You can stay on camera, don't mind.
Well, I'll stay on camera, but just talk a tiny bit less because I'm sorting all this out.
Yes, JB Motorsports 2 is the place to go for later on as well, because Omi's going to be hosting the addendum to our coverage. The session's going to start there in 2 minutes' time. So it's going to be an hour session still. But just with a 5-minute delay. It's not too bad. And so the session will start another 1 minute 56 seconds. Nice to hear from Jess, who is going to be trackside with all our content this weekend. Josh T, don't know how much you saw of practice one. I know you've been out and about busy. But just to update you, Alex Jakes not on F1 TV this weekend. Ben Edwards is back on F1 TV. And Alex Jakes is only on Channel 4. And practice one was a nightmare for us in the commentary box because it was so hot with the main light on and everything this morning. The equipment just sort of overheated. So we've turned the main light off. We've got some air generating. It's nice and cool. And the systems are working. So hopefully a smoother practice too. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I saw absolutely nothing at all for FP1. I watched the time screens for a little bit of F3 practice and an F2 practice. Power of having break time and lunch times at the perfect time at school. So yeah, I saw a little bit of that. I saw the incident in F3 practice. That was a bit of a weird one.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, I've not seen that much. but 40 seconds to go.
Yes. And Omi's now going to get ready. Yes, I don't know. Omi, when are you planning on going on? Is it when Jess gets back? Is it later on this evening?
Well, I'm definitely gonna try and do it when Jess gets on, so we can get some of Jess's thoughts on the whole day all together. So yeah, I'm probably gonna time it when Jess is free, and but yeah, I'm sure I'll check with Jess what time she would be around free, and then obviously I'm waffling for a while to myself, but yeah, so I'm gonna probably time it around when Jess is free, so we can get a bit of what she thinks of the day.
And the green light goes on, and practice 2 for the British Grand Prix is underway. And the cars head out onto the circuit. Welcome if you're syncing up with us on Sky F1 or Channel 4 here in the UK. I know Channel 4 have just passed over to Alex Jakes, so it's always nice to do a little bit of an intro for both of them as well. A 5-minute delay, but we're all set to go. That is not an American, that is a British driver. That is the 44 of Lewis Hamilton. I know he spends a lot of time and has an apartment in America, but he's definitely not American. Cars venturing out the track. Josh T and Omi alongside me in the commentary box. And so many Twitter notifications, it's just frozen my phone up actually, because I'm trying to see some messages coming through from a friend of mine as well. So we'll just get those sorted in the next commercial break. But they were underway. Lando Norris circling out there as well. The new chrome McLaren. Still orange, but with a chrome engine cover. Really bad idea that, isn't it, Josh, to go back to a full chrome back livery, because they've put that right on the power unit. They haven't put the nose cone as chrome or anything that would make logical sense. No, they put basically a tin foil material on the engine cover at one of the hottest races of the year with beating down sun. It's just ridiculous.
It sounds like a bad idea, but my word, does it look cool.
Oh yeah, looks cool, but it's a really bad idea.
But it's a really bad idea.
Aston Martin running a special livery. Can you spot it? It's literally just the British colours on its little shark fin. That's it. As well, that's their special livery. Williams running an 800th Grand Prix celebration livery. And I'm liking this actually, because we've got so many different liveries this year. It's a bit of variety for the teams to play with, and I like that. It's a bit like IndyCar, so I like that. But Red Bull, come on. You've done it once before with Japan. You gave us a white Red Bull. Give us a different livery. Give us something. Let's have some more fun out there as well, compared to the normalities of things as well. If we hear anything from David Coulthard and the commentary team from Channel 4, we will do our best to get access to it, but don't hold your breath, or you still haven't found a solution to that. So we'll have interviews from them tomorrow once we find a connection to the buttons that we need to appear in the comms box, because it's all going a bit wrong at the moment. But it's a lot of fun right now. First lap time's coming on then. Ocon is on there, but De Vries is top as well in that middle sector. So he too still finding some time and patience. Bless you, Omi. For those of you listening on the radio, that was Omi sneezing. As Alonso swings through Maggots and Beckett's. Ocon fastest first sector time, 28.475. Gasly second sector, 36.811. So lap times are massively improving and will massively improve throughout this hour. My goodness me, our live timing is 15 seconds behind. This is what I mean when I say that we've had nothing but bad luck today in the commentary box. And Josh T, are you able for TV pictures to come through? Let's go over to Sky.
Yeah,
Sky
give.
Sports app, log in with your Sky Sports ID, and choose your favourite driver. We've got the team radio as well. And if you are a Sky Q, a Sky Stream, or a Sky Glass customer, you can access all of that via your remote control as well. Ocon by 3/10 from his teammate Pierre Gasly, who's running the hard as opposed to the medium compound tyre. And now Oscar Piastri, in the way that Australian sporting stars have risen to the top throughout this summer, goes fastest overall.
I mean, the test match looks like it's going to finish in 4 days at the moment.
Be lucky if it lasts that long.
Yeah, that's quite, you know, they're only 52 behind the first innings, so it's not disastrous. Good comeback from there, Crofty.
Sorry, Naomi, we're talking cricket.
I was going to say, for those of you at home who came here to watch Formula One, here's a little bit of cricket punditry.
If you want
listen,
to see, by the way,
it's the Ashes.
yeah, it's the Ashes. You want to see F1 and cricket collide?
Perez 1:30.014. Max Verstappen, though, fastest in that middle sector, looking quick. And he's coming out of the last corner. Is Max faster? That's the question we need to answer. Out of the last corner. Max to the top. 1:29.550. Maximum attack for him in this session at the moment. So a lot better time from... Oh, he's on the mediums as well, isn't he, Josh T? So that's even worse. Jonathan Whitley coming in. Brilliant. That we're going to have Josh T's secondary camera to give our computer a little bit of a break because our timing
Do
screens...
you want them on now?
Yes, please. I'm going to switch over because our timing screens is are just they're 30 seconds out of sync as well, so it's a bit impossible, as you can see. There we go. Oh, the relief the computer feels for that.
Yeah, we can tell on the we can tell on
In
the
the live
Discord as
timing,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they might go a little bit iffy for 5 seconds ish.
That's okay. Well, if you look at my timing screen, it is currently 30 seconds behind live pictures. So that's how bad our track maps is. Because of the heat, it's just getting absolutely worse. Can't do anything with it. And now I can't find the live timing track maps because they've disappeared somewhere. There we go. That's what I need to go over. Thank you very much, Josh T. As I come through once more. Who do you think is going to be fastest then this weekend? Who do you think is going to take the top dollar opportunity? Red Bull or can Mercedes swing through? Oh, and Hamilton goes off at Vale, just gets back on again, just locks up a little bit, just goes straight on. Yeah, who do you think is going to do well this weekend?
I don't want it to be Red Bull, and I don't think it's going to be Red Bull.
Who do you think you can go for?
Mercedes, Ferrari, or even the McLaren of Piastri is looking good, as that's a little twitch there from De Vries.
Yeah, mid-exit out of the back half of the track, just got that corrected quite quickly. So we've got our timing monitors working and our driver tracker, that's coming from the world feed driver tracker, by the way, so we're just getting the other one sorted now up here in the comms box to work, because that's our old tracker. We use the F1 one, which is easier to read, but it's having issues up here, and hopefully we're trying to find a way to get it working with the browser tabs. So we haven't yet found a way. We're going to test it after this session, but the problem is we can't do it during a live session because it keeps disconnecting us. As well, because of all the login details and everything. So it's quite a nightmare to get everything else sorted as cleanly as we want it. And let's go down to the pits, shall we?
Very much of. They've been.
That is very true. Right, Ted, patiently
Did he?
waiting down at Ferrari.
Did Axl Rose say that one day? Did he also say welcome to the jungle?
Yeah, that as well. But I just thought I'd quote the Guns N' Roses song for the hell of it this afternoon.
Nothing wrong with that. Now, Maranello, we have a problem. Charles Leclerc is not going anywhere. And looking at the car, they've got some of the electrical kit, and I see the Ferrari electrician, who is the most worried about what's going on. So I believe, in fact,
Electrical issue?
yes, in fact, I have that confirmed now from Ferrari. Are you looking at the same text message that I'm looking at?
I was asking
There's
a
an
question.
electrical
I had
issue
no
on
idea.
Charles' car. We're working on it. We're just having a look. That's just come through. Listen, I know who the electrician is at Ferrari. I know when he's got a worried look on his face, it's his department. So, yeah, I think he hasn't done any laps, has he, Crofty? They fired him up and have discovered this issue. The FIA here just checking that everything's being done in accordance with the rules, which it will be. And it looks like, hopefully for their sake, another 10 minutes, I want to say optimistically, they'll get this sorted. But this is the kind of thing that could see Leclerc out for the whole session if they can't get it fixed.
That would be quite dramatic as well, as Channel 4 have gone to a 2-minute VT with Jamie Chadwick driving the F1 23 game. Oh, yay, the content. Well done, Channel 4. The baby version of Formula 1 at the moment. They're not actually giving us any content, are they? But Sainz then, whoa, what is he doing again? That's Sainz impeding one of the Haas drivers down the start-finish straight. It's Hülkenberg. So once again, just the impediment of Carlos Sainz. He's got no spatial awareness, does he, Josh? He just goes around everywhere, just going like, okay, we'll just slam the car here. That's it. That's fine.
Yeah, he really doesn't. Here is Carlos
Ooh,
Sainz,
twitched.
a big twitch there.
That's coming into Stowe, where the car's going to step out. Big snap mid-corner, and just a little bit of gumption, a little bit of kick out the back.
Yeah.
It's quite fun actually from Sainz. I'm surprised he's kept it quite energetic as they keep on the power. 50 minutes to go of this session. Let's hear from Zhou Guanyu.
Your box is broken.
Oh,
Maybe another steering wheel to be ready. We will change steering wheel outside and then we continue.
so it's a steering wheel that is broken for Zhou Guanyu in 13th position. So we'll, yeah,
Have you heard, Josh,
possibly.
about Bogdanovic allowed to start F3?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he had his lap time deleted and had to. He had
Yeah.
then also had a fire in the pit lane. So that's good news. He's
But
been allowed
he's
to start
been,
race.
Yeah, he's been permitted to start.
Some common sense from the FIA there as Hamilton goes up into third place on a 1:30.005 in this second practice session for the British Grand Prix, our last one of the day. Following us here on JB Motorsports 2 will be Omi and Jess with a bit of a F1 show style wrap up of what we've seen so far today. And Jess trackside, of course. Omi's going to be streaming some light-hearted stuff. Just don't do anything against the channel band, eh?
I will make sure I don't do it. Cheeky.
Sounds fun. Yeah, I didn't say fans. JB Motorsports 2, the channel where the whole Punditry team has access to it. We all just go on there, stream whatever we like as well. Twitch the same in many respects as well. So just a nice relax for everybody to go and have some fun with our amazing community. Perez top, 1:29.451, as he was circulating across down to turns 1 and 2. So Perez now fast. Gasly coming through, stays third. 1:29.7 in this first session. Well, the first meaningful session, because this morning's was all over the place with Delta time. The track temperature was so high. This is going to be the time that we're racing on Sunday. It's going to be an hour into the Grand Prix. 3 till 5 is the estimated time for the British Grand Prix.
Yeah. And also we can maybe do some series that we don't do on the main channel as well. On the second one. But yeah. So, well, I gotta get back to work, don't I? I'm getting involved in too many conversations here, so.
Well, you're in the box, but you're just sort of in the pit lane area. We just haven't moved you around a bit. And Josh is just trying to catch up on the day. Very kind of you to put the pictures on, by the way, because our computer's now working a lot better. I don't think our computer can handle the software at the moment. So it's the heat. We need to get that sorted somehow. Figure out another way. Oh, green screen device. As they swing through once again in practice 2.
I guess you get to see me at work, though. Me
Yes.
sorting out stuff.
That's true. There's Leclerc with the... They've put it up on the jacks now as well, so that electrical issue that Ted reported to us having a lot of issues now, and that's going to keep him out. He's set no time at the moment. He hasn't even gone out on the track. He's set no laps at all in this practice 2 session. Perez top by about, well, 99 thousandths of a second, so nearly a tenth to Verstappen. Gasly third, Piastri Norris. It was Albon, though, who was surprisingly third this morning. That could be a good sign for Williams. Sargent's 12th at the moment. Albon is 16th, so they are finding the times. Here comes Sainz across the line. 11th up to first. He goes 3 tenths faster than Perez. A 1:29.083 for Carlos Sainz. A remarkable improvement. Now here's Albon. Let's see what he can improve up to, this Williams driver. Cross the line. And goes up. Martin Brundle is down at Maggots.
Martin Brundle and Jenson Button, come on in.
Hello, yeah, indeed. We're at Maggots Corner, not a very attractive name, but a brilliant corner heading in to Beckett's. We're in Escapade, the new development that's being built on the outside of the track here. And, well, what a view, Jensen. How many corners can we see from up here?
It's nuts. I can see 9 corners from here because you can see through through Maggots into Beckett's, Hanger Straight, and you can also see turn 2 through to turn 5.
Yeah, onto the Wellington Straight. You can even see them just edging through Stoke Corner in the far distance. And they're carrying some speed through here, aren't they, when they eventually turn up. And absolutely flat out on the way in and barely a lift of the throttle through the left-hander. They're kind of slow for the end of Beckett's now.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? But yeah, they're 300k as they come past us. It's easy flat as you see the Mercedes flying through there. This is probably the best place, I think, in the world to watch a Formula One car, because it's when it's at its best. The change direction, you know, they're down 2 gears, I think, for the left, then down 1 for the right, and then on to hang a straight up through the gears before they get to Stowe.
And there's a bump in the middle there, isn't there, that's upsetting some cars more than others and giving them quite a lot of vertical movement as they're trying to second-guess the left-hander.
Yeah, it's easy for them, though. I remember driving through here, and it wasn't so easy. You were lifting off because the rear would hit the ground, but the cars and the suspension and everything now is... yeah, it works so well that they're completely under control. But if you did get it wrong here, it is a big shunt, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've been surprised, haven't we, how many drivers are slowing through and getting out of the way. Just part, we'll hopefully that'll happen in a moment. And it just looks the wrong place to be slowing down and letting Formula One cars through, because if they have a problem behind you, they're going to just wipe you out.
Yeah, and even if you're going slow in front, you think that the car behind isn't getting, you know, hurt in terms of their aero, but you always are losing front, losing rear as you go through their aero wash.
All right, we'll see a couple more through, and you can see the cars, and they mostly have now got their suspension beautifully sorted out. They hit the bump, and they get a couple of oscillations, and the frequency dies down very quickly, and you can, as you said, the drivers are barely noticing it, are they, in terms of how much it upsets the car as Lewis Hamilton pours through, and he's going to meet right in the middle, and Alfa Romeo, and has to go around the outside of him down there. That unquestionably would have compromised that lap, but he did just about get out of the way. But what a view. This, as you said, this has to be one of the very best views of Silverstone ever, because it's a 3.6 mile, 5.9 kilometer, 18 turns. It's a big old gaff to try to see.
It is, but now it's time to compliment Silverstone, because it looks stunning, doesn't it?
It does indeed. We've got some fans down here who seem like they want to give us a wave and enjoying themselves down there and watching the cars come through. So I think, sadly, it's time for us to move on to another part of the circuit. Back to you, Crofty.
Well done, Martin. Thank you very much, Jensen. We just missed Felipe Dragovic, actually, as well, as James Vowles, I think, is up in the commentary box for Channel 4. We just missed Felipe Dragovic with a camera, an old-style video recorder that uses film. And Ted to the pits.
They've got a guy with thin wrists and slender arms going into various deep bits of the engine bay to try and sort out this electrical problem. And I said how this is the kind of thing that could see you out of a session completely if it's like a loom issue or something deep within. They need to take the engine off or the gearbox off or something like that. Well, it's not the gearbox, it's somewhere in the engine and the top of it, and it looks like it's still being operated on this car, this Ferrari. So Leclerc all the time losing track time and ability to be out there on different tyres. And, this is the guy who was the focus still. If you want to take Austria and Carlos Sainz not being eased past Charles Leclerc, and you do get the feeling that Leclerc really is still Ferrari's focus. All right, they're not in this championship, but he was their high hope to be at least the repeat of second of Austria last week, and maybe even a little bit more. And that means he's going to be compromised going into Saturday. I'll keep across it, but at the moment this is looking like he might not get out for this session at all.
Oh dear, cheers Ted. That's not great news at all, is it, Josh, as well, because he's going to be out massively and losing a very crucial hour of this session if he doesn't get out on the track and doesn't get out there to, well, perform.
Yeah, that really, really isn't good there for the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. The Ferrari pain continues. Last week, that Ferrari shirt, Omi, did Ferrari well. Maybe that Ferrari shirt has overstayed its welcome visit and is now putting the bad luck on the Ferrari team.
Have you got a Red Bull shirt to sort of give a counter curse? That's something. Oh, it's happened again, by the way. Guess what's happened? Channel 4 have gone to ad break as well as Sky at the same time, which means I've got to do some fiddling around to get the alternative radio on as well. And this Silverstone flag as well is doing my head in because I keep trying to get it sorted and because of the wind it keeps flapping around, so it's really hard to sort of get it all level. I think I'm going to be doing that all weekend long until we can find out how to get it sorted. Look, it's done it again though. It's because of the wind, it's blowing back with the fan underneath it. So we've got Sainz, Perez, Verstappen, Piastri and Hamilton, the top 5 here in the second practice session for the British Grand Prix. Car still circulating then. Sainz is out there, still those medium compound tyres. Perez and Verstappen though, Josh, they've just put on brand new soft tyres, so they're going to go on there. So is Albon and Stroll, and Alonso's just gone on, he's done another lap already, and Alonso in there too. So they're having better times now for the soft tyre run.
Yeah, they are. Well, I don't have the Sky Sports app on hand, so I don't know if you do as well, Josh.
I've got it. That's how I'm hearing the coverage as well, because Channel 4 have gone to ad breaks. Literally, what I've got up here in the commentary, I don't know if you see my Instagram, Josh T.
I haven't looked as I've literally just got home, but I can get Sky Sports right now.
We've got another monitor in the box on another stand. So the timing monitor that Megan usually uses is sort of elevated up in the air. And we've got another monitor, and we've got Channel 4 on that, live Channel 4 coverage on that too, via a free view and an aerial, that's sort of, an indoor aerial, that's sort of sticking out on top of a television. But it's giving us perfect picture, not a problem. So we can see Channel 4's pictures, but the problem is, they've gone to ad break. Now, they did go to ad break 2 minutes before, so I reckon they're going to come back at the same time, but it's not really great. But we've got it so that over the race weekend, especially on race day, which we're thinking we're going to have a red flag. I mean, it's pretty wise to think we're going to have a red flag here at Silverstone, considering that for the past 2 years, we've had a red flag come out on the track. And this year also, the Just Stop Oil protesters are apparently going to breach the track on race day, following also the fact that we've got Brad Pitt driving a Formula 2 car on the formation lap, which he's actually doing. I thought, let's have another monitor to keep an eye on Channel 4. So yeah, all going there. Hamilton was the only one to make a mistake in this session. Off track and continued at turn 16. Everyone else just about receiving the normality of this situation. Megan's going to be back with us for practice. Megan's back with us for qualifying tomorrow as well. Practice 3, I can't remember who's in the box for. I know we've got... yes. Sinsel and who?
To be confirmed.
Oh yes, I know why it's TBC. I know why it's TBC. Because the person I've messaged hasn't yet got back to me as to who is they're going to be in the comms box. Hope so, but yeah. Unfortunately, a few other people have sort of been drafted in as well. I did message Ben Edwards, and maybe that's why I didn't get a reply if he wanted to come in for Silverstone, because he was doing F1 TV. And they're all back now, actually, in operation, out there on the TV pictures. On board now, this was a few moments ago, actually. This was Max Verstappen going to the top of the timesheet on a 1:28.078. We have actually got into the pit lane Esteban Ocon doing a couple of lap times. Oh, what a surprise. The whole system's gone dead after I touch one device. That can't be right. What is going on with this monitor? It's like it's this thing. I don't know what it is. I didn't even touch it. It's gone wrong. We've lost a monitor up here in the comms box, guys. So, I don't know if it's power or anything, but it's really causing us some issues now to keep things up here. So, apologies if we're losing the data. As you can see, let's go over to screen 8 for a second and take a look at things as we just try and get reorganised. Car's still coming down on the exit of the circuit. Yes, I think it's all sorted now. That's great to see. This has been our life, Josh, today. Just utter chaos. Every now and then, just a little glitch happens.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. We've not been the best, I must say. It has not been the best.
Yeah, I see.
Yes.
I see what you mean. It's below your timing monitor on the right, isn't it?
Yes. So we can all see it, but I have to crane my neck down. But Ian Birch, when he's in the comp box on Sunday, he's sat where I am right now. He's got a perfect view of every single monitor. His eyes aren't that great, but he can still see the two main monitors. up here in the box as well. So he's got a great view. Is Ted in the pits?
It's not going to change
No,
instantaneously, right? It takes a few minutes for that to have an effect. So that's fair game, you know, in terms of track conditions. We don't know the fuel load, we don't know the engine modes, but yeah, fair play to Williams so far. That is a very, very
Albon
strong
third
run.
again.
What's going on here? Because it does seem like a lot of work going on the front axle of that McLaren. Albon taking the shortest line. So he didn't use all of the track at the last corner, trying to take a shorter run to
It's
the timing
working.
line. You see.
There's James Vowles. He's on the team radio for Channel 4. Yeah, everyone's saying the same. Ted.
To the timing line out of the last corner, so that can make a difference in why he's
No, Ted still.
decided to take that line at the exit there. Instead of prioritizing his straight line speed all the way to the end, he's been focusing just on that lap time.
Let's head down for Ted.
There we go. There's
Well,
Ted.
Crofty, I can tell you well, it's chaos down at the McLaren garage. First of all, we've got some guys changing the brake duct on the front left of Lando's car. Can you see it? It's the brake duct that's integrated with the little wheel fairing that comes up the front. They're struggling to get the right one. Then there's some guys at the back. There's some reports of them mopping up some oil as well, but nothing seems to be going on in there. They've got a little bit of polystyrene, a little bit of bubble wrap on the floor, waiting to do the airflow, the flow viz check on the new front wing, which has come straight from the factory. And all the time, Lando's sat in the car, calm amongst it. Pick up with it, Crofty. What have you got? A hot lap? Anyway, no, if you want to come in, then you go in. Yeah, I'll let you know exactly what's going on.
Alonso radio.
Slow down, Fernando. Slow down, please slow down. Stay behind.
Oh.
We've got a problem on the front left, I think. There's some debris.
We're watching Fernando.
Alonso has got a problem with the front left tyre. They think he's hit some debris. I'm just having a look on his onboard camera. I can't see much, Ted.
Fairings are on and everything's fixed, and then Lando goes out. But yeah, a hive of activity at the moment on Lando's car.
Thanks, Ted. Yeah, this is not great news, is it, for Fernando Alonso if he's got a problem. He is going slowly on the circuit. He's just coming through into Maggots and Beckett now, with Hülkenberg directly behind him. We're looking at, I believe that is Sargent and Albon going through it together. Now on board Lewis Hamilton is right behind them, but no sign yet at the moment. Alonso's told to slow down because of debris that is impacting the front left corner of his car. He's got half that to go, so again, that's not great. So we'll keep an eye out. If he dives into the pit lane, 33 minutes of the session to go. So in essence, we've only lost 5 minutes, so I think it's great. And this is Stroll. Oh, don't tell me the debris come to from his own car.
My mirror is broken. Need a box. I have a broken mirror.
Okay, understood.
It just snapped.
So Lance Stroll has got a broken mirror. The connector, the holder has snapped. He's trying desperately to hold on to it. So that's Stroll into the pit lane with a broken mirror and Alonso into the pit lane with a broken front left. Are the two connected, Josh T? That's what I'm thinking.
Probably. I mean, it would be a little bit funny.
It would be, and I'd love that if it was the case. That's the reason why it's all just sort of gone horribly wrong for them.
Also,
go on, Amy.
Do I just schedule the live stream and then use the stream key from there?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay. So I just put the stream key basically in the stream live stream.
Yeah.
Right. Brilliant.
And then, Alonso. There it is. I can see it, look. It's like a twig in the front left. What is that? It looks like a little bit of it. It does look like a twig, doesn't it? That's caught in the engine bay. Or is it a tear off? What was that? I've never seen that before in my life. It's got caught in the engine, in the front, in the wheel cover. So it's just been ripped around. That's bizarre things you didn't expect to see on a Formula car. Sargent in there, 5th. Sargent 5th, Albon 3rd. Where has this Williams pace come from? Absolutely outstanding from them this weekend. Maybe they should run this livery more often in their 800th Grand Prix celebration. Technically, their 799th entrance into Formula One, with their 800th happening next time out, as well at the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. But this was supposed to be race 800 for them at Silverstone, the home race, but Emilia Romagna was cancelled and it never happened. Just a reminder on USON right now, you can tune into Andy Murray on Centre Court at Wimbledon as his things start up again. And also on USON's YouTube channel, the cricket is going on as well from the third test of the Ashes. Here on JB Motorsports, you're watching practice 2 of Formula 1 for the British Grand Prix on JB Motorsports 2. Omi is prepping for tonight's... What are you billing it as?
Well, I plan to do this every day after one weekend. So, sorry, a day of F1 action. So I guess, I mean, I'm actually about to write the title. So, any ideas?
Well, there's the F1 show. We can't really call it that, can you?
Only show I well, you guys can come up with a name.
F1 wrap up.
Yeah, the F1 wrap up. No. The story so far hasn't been. That's gone now. You could use that. The story so far, that little thing. What about in case you missed it, but just the ICUM? So in case you missed it, but the ICYMI. Like what with BT Sport they used to do it and then don't do it anymore. The in case you missed it sounds quite fun. I don't know. It's a bit weird, isn't it? We'll figure it out. YouTubers about it as well in the YouTube chat as well. Give us some ideas. What should the show be called that Omi's doing tonight as well? They use Mercedes engine
or something.
I don't know. Say again.
Omi's wrap up or something.
Could be.
Day wrap up. Day recap up. There's so many different possibilities.
Ted?
There's lots going on down here. I'm going to go back and see what's going on with Lance Stroll. And was it the mirror that had popped out? I think it was the glass in it. The actual structure of the mirror was still there, but I think...
No, it was the structure of the mirror.
It looked okay as it passed me in the pit lane.
Yeah, but not at speed and under load.
Oh, I see. You mean it was bending and falling off?
It were wobbling.
Okay, wobbling. Good. I'm glad we got there. Right. The human wall at Ferrari has disbanded. The mechanics have gone, and that is a surefire sign that they've given up trying to get the Monegasque driver out for this session. It seems like that electrical issue, as we kind of suspected, is too big, and it's going to take a rebuild of the car to fix it. So shall we fast forward a day and a half, Crofty, to after the British Grand Prix? And we can either have the story that Charles Leclerc has done brilliantly to overcome missing free practice 2 and not getting any kind of data on his long tyre run to brilliantly still finish on the podium, or we can have Charles Leclerc with a not great finishing position after the British Grand Prix, and he can blame this moment in free practice 2 on Friday afternoon at 4:35 in the afternoon when he missed that session and missed the chance to get some long runs and data on his tyres. It can go either way, can't it, guys?
It can. I will watch the note.
It absolutely could.
I'll try and remember.
I'll go for the positive. Phoenix rises from the ashes.
Yes. Even though I missed the whole of free practice 2 and that crucial session, I still managed to get a good weekend out of it. There you go. Write your own adventure.
Cheers, Ted. As they come through, we just saw across the line then Lando Norris go 14th, Hamilton's 13th. Williams really surprising me here today. 3rd and 5th in the results here. Could we see Williams have a go coming through as well? Because Tal says Sergeant 5th is this Williams revival? They use Mercedes engines, right? They do indeed use Mercedes engines. Albon's 3rd and was 3rd this morning in practice 1. This is strong stuff, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, and what about, for the show name, Circuit Chronicles?
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. There you go.
There you go.
There's your title.
Yeah, that should work.
And she's on Jessie trackside as well, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's fun. Circuit Chronicles. Toto Wolff must be gutted. Well, I think George Russell right now is going to be wishing he was in a Williams. Russell's 11th. Albon and Sargent 3rd and 5th. Williams doing strong this year. Points, of course, in Bahrain. Strong start to the year. And then 6 points in Canada as well. That all came bar as well. I'm just trying to see who got the 6 points. It can't have been Sargent. So, of course, it was Albon. Albon scored all the points so far this year. He's done the double. Ferrari, love hearts from Barbara. Hello again, Barbara. Yep, Sainz 2nd. 22 thousandths off the pace of Verstappen, but no time for Leclerc, and Leclerc will not run in free practice 2. which is the heartbreaking news due to an electrical issue. Omi's desperately trying not to cry, especially after Austria, and especially the sprint.
Sainz is only 22 thousandths off of Verstappen.
To quote him, he doesn't care about science. Let's get down to Vale and listen up with Jenson Button and Martin Brundle.
Indeed, Crofty, yeah, and well, they're fast. We're standing here going, wow, they're really fast, especially when they come in the pit lane. We'll show you at some point. But the speed they carry out of Stowe Corner at the top of the hill, Jenson, is quite extraordinary as the McLaren gets ready to start its lap in front of a fast-closing Haas.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of racing cars and driven a lot of racing cars over the year, but it still blows us away when they come through Stowe.
Have we lost the guys? I think we have for a moment. Martin and Jenson, if you can hear us, come on in.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can now.
Yeah,
excellent.
So we just saw Fernando coming through, and as they come off the top of the hill, you can actually see the car finally yaw and turn in as they get...
Again.
Right, we'll pick up and we'll try and get back to Martin and Jenson in a while. Something is playing havoc with our signal at the moment. Not a good day for electrics. If you're Charles Leclerc, you've not been on the track, and you're not going to get on the track, it looks like, with an electrical issue. With Jenson and Martin, something's gone wrong with our communications to them. Nico Hulkenberg, meanwhile, is still to put on the soft compound tyre and running in the top 7 in this session. Nico Hulkenberg, who, by the way, has finished in the points in the last 8 starts at Silverstone. Only he and...
Maybe I should remember to turn my microphone up. That's probably why you couldn't hear me when I started talking. Yeah, so we can't... So they're having issues, we're having issues. Apologies we can't hear from Martin Brundle and Jenson Button right now. We will keep an eye on that to go back to them down there at Vale. There's probably a lot of interference from the radio, which is always the case. Ben Edwards, by the way, keeping up the tradition of commentating on every British Grand Prix since 2012 this weekend. And you must wonder, well, you didn't commentate on it, did he, in 2021? Oh, yes, he did. He did the practice sessions as well that year. So he did commentate on it here for BBC Radio 5 Live. Now he's here commentating for the Formula 1 TV once again here at Silverstone trackside, which is great fun to see Ben up there. And he's replacing Alex Jakes on the feed this weekend as Alex is on Channel 4. Don't ask me why he found that's a good replacement. I don't know. Channel 4, it seems like this is going to be a yearly thing, so it's a bit cheeky, really. Alex Jakes.
You have to deal with 2026.
Yeah.
I also know Alex Jakes on F2 as well, so...
That's true. It is a bit cheeky, though, to take the Channel 4 commentary team for all the year bar the British Grand Prix when they're actually live. That is a bit harsh to do as well. There's something flashing up. All right, Martin and Jenson are back trackside. Let's have a go again.
So the team in Budapest, but it was originally meant to be this race. Then Imola, sadly, we lost from the calendar, and they'd already got the colour scheme and the livery all sorted out for this race. Let's go down to Martin and Jenson. We have established them trackside. Come on in, gents.
We'll give it one more try. One more try down here. Watching them come off the top of Stowe Corner into Vale, the Ferrari then of Carlos Sainz. And that's a tricky hander to finish on, Jenson.
Yeah, it is. You've done your whole lap, these high-speed corners. You've got it spot on, and then you've got a break for club here. There's always a little bit of front locking on this corner, and then change the direction. You need a strong front end. But, yeah, it's a great little complex here to watch the cars.
Yeah, you need a little bit of everything, don't you? Braking, direction change, traction, and then to be able to just stay on the power, put 1,000 horsepower down on the exit.
That was Magnussen on a quick lap, but we were talking about the pit entry here. I don't know if you caught that earlier, but when they come towards you at whatever crazy speeds they're doing, it feels so quick, and they're breaking down for the pit entry line here in such a short space of time, aren't they?
Yeah, so what they're trying to do is Max Verstappen comes steaming in. But the cars are so well behaved these days. You know, we've barely seen a puff of smoke from a locked front tyre or anything, have we, in that respect? You know, the car, and here we got a car coming in, practicing a pit in then, and having to slow down. It wasn't particularly hard, that one, actually. Having to hit 50 miles an hour, 80 kilometers per hour. Now, it's an unusual pit lane. Second longest in Formula One, 23 seconds at 50 miles an hour. But you miss out 4 corners.
That was a quick one.
Yeah, by coming in here, you miss out 4 corners. You don't have to do Vale and Club or the first corner. So it compensates somewhat for how far it is along the Silverstone pit lane and sort of mitigates some of those problems. But the car's just streaming through here. Absolute pleasure to watch. And you don't really hear wheel spin. You don't see lockup there. It's almost as Esteban Ocon steams through in the Alpine. And I think it's time to hand. We'll just watch this Alfa Romeo practicing its pit stop.
Now that was on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary stood here, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
it
great.
Is, it is. It's wonderful. Back to you, Crofty.
Thank you, Martin, as they take it through. Martin Brundle there down in the entrance to pit lane and Vale, of course. One more with Carlos Sainz. I've just been monitoring his lap on the Channel 4 feed at the start, and now we're back on the main pictures. Looking absolutely fantastic as he breaks into Brooklands as well. I think Sainz is really on a roll here. He said yesterday on the Sky F1 show, this is a track I won my first ever single-seater race at. This is a track I won my first ever Formula 1 race at. I love it. I love this place more. The human wall, by the way, has been re-erected at Ferrari, so they are still going to try and do something because they've taken off the back of the cover. So the human wall back open at Ferrari. I've just seen down there in the pit lane. Sainz attacking still. First sector time looking good. He's down still, so I think he's on a long run. He's done 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 laps on these soft tyres. He's on a longer run. He'll do 7 laps on the mediums, 7 laps on the softs, and then presumably he'll bolt on a set of hards if they want to do a complete long run simulation in this session as well. So Sainz having to do double the work to catch up his teammate here as well in this session. Omi, how's it gone then on the stream? Is it all gone okay?
I'll actually, once I actually ask Jess what time she's available, do it around that time, I'll schedule it. But currently I'm just getting all the scenes up. You just added
all the what?
I've just all the scenes, just getting those all
nice.
ready. I'm currently getting the schedule, so you can keep an eye on what's to come tomorrow on the gym.
It's going to sound fun. Now, yeah, Sky have got to a break. Channel 4 haven't, which means I've got TV pictures for a moment. In fact, Josh T could probably... Yeah, he's doing it already. He's on it. He's changing over. Let's hear from Stroll on the radio, if we can. I just got a stone that hit my finger pretty bad, but I'll keep going. So that was from Lance. That's a very hard little touch there, wasn't it, Josh, for that to happen, to lose a stone flicked up from the side of the track. Because the gravel here, I've got some. It's quite heavy.
Yeah, the Silverstone gravel is quite big, but normally it's gravel, not stone. So
Yeah.
it might have been gravel just and named a stone. It probably was gravel.
I'm on
because,
board with him now. I'm having a look.
Yeah, I can tell you, there's a lot of gravel at
Oh.
Silverstone.
Yeah, it was at the exit of Stowe, and it just hits him straight on. I was on board with him now on the T feed, just at the exit there, and it flicked up and it hit his middle finger quite hard. He sort of winced in pain a little bit. I'm just noticing on the onboard. Now we're on board with Sergio Perez. Coming through the middle half of the track, looking quite strong now, actually, Sergio. Do you reckon he could be a race winner this weekend? Get his seats back up? Can he get out of Q2? He got out of Q2 in the sprint race, but he's failed to get into qualifying number 3 since Miami. Could he actually get through this weekend?
Yeah, he could. And, well, he's coming across into turn 9 at Copse now. Not the Red Bull, which had a little bit of a flying incident, you could say, a couple of years ago. Can't believe it's been 2 years since everything happened in 2021. It's been insane, of course. Last year we had that massive crash with Zhou Guanyu, and we've had 2 big crashes at Silverstone. I don't think we had any big crashes in 2020.
No, we had the punctures.
Yeah, we had the punctures, but are we going to have another big crash? I hope not, but if we're going to have, as you say, some things come in threes.
Well, I hope not, because there's been a lot of rumours that there's going to be protests across the next few days, and we don't want that at all. Notice, by the way, they haven't given a reason why the Formula 3 was delayed, but we saw someone being arrested and put into a back of a van, and we saw some orange dust at the exit of Luffield. So I think we can have a little guess as to what that could have been when the cars were out on the circuit. In the F3 at the start of the show, we saw some orange dust on the track, and someone I got somebody texted me from the circuit, not Jess, I must point out. She wasn't at Luffield at that point, but we saw... I don't know. Actually, Jess, if you're listening, were you at Luffield then? Because we're struggling to understand a confirmation on that source, whether or not someone was arrested or not. Alonso starting a lap time. Down towards turn 1, flicks the car in, keeps it nice and balanced as he comes through Farm into turn 3 at Village. Down again, riding on board with him now. Takes a nice tight inside line, round the loop. Double sweep around. Not looking too bad there for Fernando. And it's this. This is why I like it, because Sky go to a break, but we actually get to still see the session via Channel 4. So it's a nice little alternative between the two. Now, what are Sky going to show us? Is it the Stroll bit? Yes, it is. Let's listen to it on the radio then.
He's back on track.
I just got a stone that hit my finger. Copy that. Very bad, but I'll keep going.
Yeah, so the finger, as we see Alonso with the driver tag flying now through the back half of the circuit, going on board with him. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's past the new development area as well for the luxury penthouses that can be rented out. Apparently, they're not going to be that expensive, which I think is a good idea. But nothing beats camping in the British Grand Prix, but I'll do it at the motorhome. I'm never, ever, 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 ever going in a tent at Silverstone because I'll be washed away. I would need a proper camper van and do that. However, the plan actually for next year on Grid Network for the Portland E-Prix that was just thrown around as a little idea, a camper van. An RV, and a proper big American RV to do a proper American experience. I thought that was a brilliant idea. And get some barbecue as well over there.
Yeah, that would be...
I'll bring my hat over as well, my American hat that I got for my birthday. I was saying American, it's British American. Sort of a dual nationality. It's that one that Indiana Jones wears. I think I've worn it in the box before. If not, I'm saving it for Vegas and Kota. I think I'm saving it for Kota. Did I wear it in Miami? Anybody remember? Did I have my hat on then? I can't remember.
Your hat? No, I can't remember.
I must be saving it for Austin and Vegas then, as far as I can remember. Not Lando Norris, just taking some exit curbs. Session should have ended in 8 minutes, by the way, but we've had a delay due to the F2. F2, by the way, the qualifying session, the teams are currently deciding whether they want to protest it or not because the time was cut down by the stewards, and that's not allowed.
Well, yeah, but, it'll most likely be the teams who didn't get a good qualifying position protesting, as we usually see, but if you got a good position for tomorrow, you're not going to be protesting at all, so maybe we might get a bit of a decision on if they're protesting or not when I'm doing the show, which would be helpful. My live reactions to everything.
That is true. We'll get you Jesse's videos from the day as well, and we'll get those on the main YouTube channel in the show.
Yeah, and also if there's any delays, then we can maybe play this tomorrow on one of the shows.
Might need it because the weather is not looking good.
Well, what we also need is the weather to be bad tomorrow. Kind of. It's too hot, isn't it? We're gonna roast it in our homes.
We need rain and cold weather. That's what we. Although I would rather have a wet Saturday and a dry Sunday. I think that's
like last year.
Yeah. Like exactly last year. Yeah, because that gives us great racing. Happened in 21 as well, actually. It gives us great racing, and Silverstone never fails to deliver great racing. And is it just me, or has the last 8 minutes really dragged? Like, I looked at the clock and it said it was 20 minutes to go when we were down with Martin. And that was only 8 minutes ago. That's really dragged in that session. So it's one of those where you just sort of go, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it flies around. So that show is going to be on later on this evening as well as they go back to the Sky pictures as we see Esteban Ocon up towards the line. Josh T is on that all weekend now. Nice to have you back. Yeah, that's your new role, Josh. You can just keep the TV pictures for me this weekend while the laptop struggles as well. Ocon in the middle sector looking... well, he's actually sector 1, isn't he? His last lap time, though, for Ocon is it's a 7 minute 20, so this is his first run on actual times. Russell Radio.
I've got no grip. Flying all over the place.
Verstappen, Sainz, Albon, Perez, Sarge in the top 5. No grip. That's interesting from Russell. Because we heard, didn't we, Omi, Verstappen say the same thing this morning. Despite setting the fastest time on the hard compound tyre, he said it's like driving around on ice. And now we're seeing the same thing being said. Apologies for the sun, by the way. It's just moving over, so it's sort of blurting from the bottom. But yeah, it's interesting to see that Russell's now saying, I've got no grip as well.
Yep, yeah. It is. A lot of drivers struggling, and if it does rain tomorrow, then once again it's going to wash away all the grip. So that's going to be really, really interesting. But yeah, and it could give us a brilliant race on Sunday. But I mean, a tiny bit of rain just after the Porsche Super Cup would be a tiny bit of fun, I guess. Just maybe a tiny bit, and then it dries up. And then it dries up so they start on slicks for the race. That would be a bit of fun because then you have a bit of a slippery track there as well. Don't you? With the grip washed away just before the just before the F1 race, and no feeder series can get the track back up to grip. So that would be a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
Jess is gonna hate you because I mean she's gonna get drenched. Jess Ball is trackside for us this weekend at Silverstone, and we'll hopefully have her on the show tomorrow in the trackside live, but she will be on with Omi tonight on what have you called it then?
Well, I'm going to go with what you guys are calling it. However, that's only if she has good signal today. I can't promise that she's going to be on it. We're going to try get her on it, but if there's no good signal again, then it will just have to be me. And then we'll hopefully try again tomorrow. First of all, during the trackside live thing. But if we can't get her in the trackside live, I'll try in my show again tomorrow. So hoping that we can get her on tonight.
I can jump on if needed, if Jess can't get on due to signal.
You're already on. Have you not seen the time, Tim?
Haven't I?
No, you haven't seen the
I
time.
thought I was tomorrow.
Yeah, nice tomorrow. Oh, today! Oh, you hop on with you hop on. Oh, right, I see now. Yeah, I get you now. You hop on today with Omi. Yeah, that's Trackside Live for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to stay in the com box tomorrow. I think for Trackside Live because as much as fun as it was outside broadcasting, there's just a whole load of issues. So I want to do.
If it's not raining.
If it's not raining.
If it's not raining. Yeah, if it's not raining, then I think I'm fine to go outside. It wasn't causing too many issues for you, were you? Was it? I think it was all your side, wasn't it?
It was me. I think it's because we're trying to have 3 different Discord calls go into one from the same network. It just sort of went, meh. It doesn't want to work. So we'll adjust that going forward, and we'll get that all sorted.
Well, if you're in the box, then I think I'm fine to be outside because I wasn't having any issues outside.
Yeah, you're fine.
Connection will go fine, and
also it's a thing that tomorrow's only about half an hour or so available, so it'll be easy for me to stay in the box tomorrow, and I'll take the headphones off and I'll still create. I mean, pop a green screen up or something, so it makes it look like I'm outside. But I baked alive in that heat for that session. That was, I swear, I've gone a bit more red. Although then again, I'd rather have a tan, to be fair. As I say, Paul, hello, Paul says Albon worth his weight in gold. Yep, 2/3 in a row. Practice 1 and practice number 3. So practice 1 and practice 2, both third places. Can he take that into tomorrow? That's going to be the key question. Hopefully as well tomorrow we can have the main light back on, because I'm not keeping this off for the entirety of the weekend. But I don't know, the light looks okay, so it's not too bad. It's helpful that the sun is now providing a natural light through, and we've got a little light above us. But it's now just getting cooler at the top of this commentary box. So that's how boiling it has been. Maybe I'll turn the lights on for the big sessions only, and practice will take them off and that lot. Albon then, out of the last corner, crosses the line, and he's 3rd at the moment, but he's on the hard compound tyre. As I said, many of them might go to. Sainz completed 12, 13, 14 laps on the soft compound tyre. He did 7 on the medium. He's now gone back on to those tyre compounds to do a further couple of laps. Albon has done, well, he's done 8 laps on the softs. Then he's done a total of 12, 13, 14, 15 laps on the hards, same set of tyres. So he's done instead of 4 on the hard, then brand new, then a 3, then a 6 on the soft, then another 2. And he's done 8 laps on those hards now as well. So they have changed over a couple of times. But good to actually hear from Albon. Could they, Josh, could they be thinking a podium here? The unthinkable for Albon. We saw in Canada, he held on. He almost held on in Austria before penalties started getting to him as well. But could we see Albon take an unlikely podium here at the British Grand Prix for Williams?
Yes.
Brilliant. Here's Ted.
In the top 10 team radio. Oh, sorry, 2 seconds, Ted.
Hamilton pace on the soft is a 33.6 and 34.3. That is fast.
That is.
Oh, it is good. Ted.
Something he said was that as far as Logan Sargent goes, he is very happy with what he's doing and the sort of direction of travel now of the progress of Logan Sargent in Formula One. And that's really good for Logan to hear and actually for the whole Williams team to hear. Because what they don't want to hear is that the team boss is still, not that he ever was really, but it wasn't James Vowles' decision to put Logan Sargent in the car, was it? Was it? He came straight from Formula 2, and that was the previous team boss, Jos Capito. So, yeah, good to hear that real backing of Logan Sargent, the rookie in the other side of the Williams garage, early on, saying that he is doing exactly what he wants. The direction of travel is just what the boss wants. And if Logan can keep this kind of pace up with these upgrades, he could be scoring his first points of the season.
Yep, Sargent has yet to score in Formula One as well. Williams has scored 7 points. All of those 7 points are courtesy of Alexander Albon, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I think it has been, I think Logan Sargent, everyone was going, what a great driver he is, what a great driver he's going to be. And I think Omi as well, he lacked self-confidence at the start of the season, but Sargent's now back in it. That Williams is getting better and better all the time. Not just the hype, it has been getting slowly better. And now this weekend, I think they've pushed out everything they possibly can to try and get a good result in their celebration of 800 races.
Yeah, Williams actually really doing better now, and they just keep getting better. So maybe next year they could be fighting for the top of the midfield scrap. But yeah, Williams are improving. They've been improving every year, and it's just great to see Alex Albon. Well, Alex Albon, he's been pulling out some great performances, especially in qualifying. So, and then in the race, he's been able to defend with the Williams straight line. So, yeah, really interesting, Williams. It is really an interesting team to keep an eye on for quite a few surprises. And I'm going to say an Albon Q3 for tomorrow. Getting some early predictions out there, which I'll say some more for tomorrow in the show later on. But however. That's one here, I'll say now. So Albon Q3, I'm going to go for, and Sargent Q2.
Okay, sounds good to me. One thing I am going to do coming up shortly, though, over the next few months, is we're going to have a new look to the F1 coverage going in 2024 with here. So the same basic design, but our graphics are changing as well. So we'll be changed for that in terms of up above everything. So we're having a few little tweaks in 2024, and that technology is now going to start becoming into adaptation, ready to go, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. But still, this year it's sort of pretty much perfect at the moment with the driver tracker, race control messages as well. We just sort of tweak as we go, really, and find out what works. So I said to Ten Radio, McCray123 hello has said Albon for pole ? And a laughy face. Is that possible? I'm not sure. No.
In the wet, yes.
In the wet, yes. Yeah. If it rains, yes. If it's dry, I think a third. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought you might agree.
I have to agree.
This is Lance Stroll, repaired wing mirror. There's Max Verstappen. Haven't spoken about it much. 5 victories in a row. Going to join Ascari, Prost, Senna, Schumacher and Vettel in the exclusive club of trying to win 6 races in a row. That's a very exclusive club. Not even Lewis Hamilton is in that club. Hamilton has 2 sets of 5 victories in a row. but he was on it. The latest run was back in 2020. He won every race, I think, from Mugello up until Bahrain, and then got COVID, so couldn't win in Shakir. So that stopped. But Verstappen this weekend could be in that club of winning 6 races back to back. That's insanity.
Yeah. It is absolutely insane. Well, Verstappen, it was on a lap, but he has pulled out of it. I think he's going to start another one. 40 seconds left.
He'll get one more. I suppose if we count sprints, he's won. Sprint races, he's won it.
Why can't we have that track map?
We do.
What, that exact one?
Yeah. Delayed timing. That exact map and the delayed timing.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. The delayed timing one that I've got up in the comms box is that exact track map. But also
Yes,
the F1 TV, the F1.com track map is pretty much the same, and the other one's the same as well. So they're all pretty much up there. But the delayed timing one I've got set up for messages from race control, timing screens, driver tyres, fastest speeds in the track, and the race local time, the track local time, and the UTC time as well. Checkered flag is out for this session though, and we've got a double yellow sector 4. So a yellow flag has come out in sector 4. And is that De Vries in the gravel?
That's turn 4.
So it's De Vries. Yellow sector 3 as well. So, and look, it is. De Vries is sideways.
Oh,
he's got a puncture. He's got a
He's on the track.
Yeah. What's happened there?
Box, slow in. We just had a puncture now. Nothing was to see before.
Right, so he's not in the middle of the track. He's actually at the cut-off point. He's gone the link between for the international circuit. So he's going to cut through that and come back to the pit lane. And he's had a puncture. So watch, coming through the corner, the front locks up, and that's worrying. We've seen punctures here before at Silverstone. And where's that cut? Look at that, it just explodes. My goodness me. Shower of sparks. That's quite alarming. Coming through the corner, it just instantly goes. That's the hardest tyre compound as well, and that's a puncture.
Oh.
Let's have a look. Nope, it just blows. Just blows. Is that alarming, Josh T? Would you call that alarming? Yeah, I'd agree there.
Yeah.
The computer's lost De Vries. It doesn't know where he is. Hamilton waving to the crowd. But that is extremely alarming, that on the hardest tyre compound. How long was he on that for? De Vries has done 9 laps on those, plus another 3, and he just got out the pit lane for that to do a practice start. So he's done 12 laps on those tyres, and a puncture.
That's not good.
But Albon has done 13 laps in a row on an old tyre. That's already done 7 laps, so he's done a total of 20 laps on the hards, and they didn't puncture. So I'm hoping on that factor, it was something that De Vries has run over on the track.
Yes.
Yeah, that's judging by my looking on the timing monitor. That's at least what I would say. I'm hoping that's what it is, because I'm slightly alarmed if that is the case. I'm looking at the data screen now, just trying to confirm it. Everyone is now looking at the data screen, just trying to make sure that no one's having that problem with the tyres. Verstappen, Sainz, Albon. The beauty of this is, if we can get this up in the commentary box, the teams have all this information as well. Here, what everybody's on for tyres. There is Frederick Vasseur talking with, to quote, TikTok's sexiest mechanic. Hands down, that's what he's been voted as. Even F1.com on their TikTok have quoted him. He's the Ferrari mechanic that has the front jack on the car. He slings it to the side and he walks backwards as well. And he has been quoted as TikTok's sexiest mechanic.
There's something sticky under my throttle foot, I think with tape or whatever. It's a bit hard to get my foot off the pedal.
So Red Bull were cheating. They glued Max Verstappen's foot to the accelerator so he couldn't lift it off. So that's why they're so fast this year. Super glue. Let's listen to Max Verstappen then. He's going to build up to do a practice start. The driver's briefing is going to be at 18:35. So let's listen to Max Verstappen then, build up the RPM and do the revs. Can't hear it too well, but that's a decent start there for Max. Got away well. So the driver's briefing is in 90 minutes. That's going to be at 18:35. That's just come through on the race control messages. So that's going to be good for the teams to get all the information. The drivers, of course, to get it. There's Nick de Vries out with the best marshals in the world. They're even going to offer a glass of water to him as well. How very nice. And the fans, they're all watching on. Where's Jess? Are you there, Jess? Can I see you? No, I don't think so. There's Danny Ricciardo, third driver at Red Bull. Give us a smile and a wave, Danny Rick. Is he going to notice he's on camera? Look up. No, he's missed it. That's unfortunate. Let's hear from Joe.
That's what he said.
Can you check the cockpit when we stop? There's something flying inside the cockpit.
Copy, Joe. We will have a look.
Yeah, where my pedal box are.
Joe Grine, you can feel something.
Joe's got something between his legs as well now, so this is getting a bit epidemic for the drivers. Covers on time, 2 hours after checker flag. So the covers to come down on the garages will be at 8:05 UK time. So that's when the garages can close up for the night and we go into the curfew procedures. Second practice completed then here at the British Grand Prix. Let's take a look at how they stand in the results. It's Max Verstappen who once again tops a practice here, but this time only by 22 thousandths of a second to last year's winner Carlos Sainz. Alexander Albon again in third position. A really strong weekend shaping up for Williams. Sergio Perez is in fourth. Logan Sargent in fifth. Brilliant for him. Can he get his first points of the year? Lance Stroll sixth. Nico Hülkenberg seventh. Pierre Gasly is eighth. Oscar Piastri ninth. And Fernando Alonso in 10th position. When was the last time you can remember both Mercedes outside the top 10 on a Friday? Joe Granier is 11th. George Russell is 12th. Esteban Ocon 13th. Lando Norris 14th. Lewis Hamilton 15th. Valtteri Bottas 16th. Kevin Magnussen 17th. Yuki Tsunoda 18th. Nick de Vries 19th. And Charles Leclerc takes over in 20th position. So not a bad result as we come up to the com box as well. Let's have our final thoughts from the team. Omi, what did you make of practice today going into the rest of the weekend?
It was an interesting practice there. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting going into tomorrow with maybe a bit of wet weather. Hoping that Ferrari can sort out whatever's going on with Leclerc. But hoping that we get a good day tomorrow. I'm hoping for a bit of a wet one as well. But we're going to get a good, hopefully a good rest of the weekend. But today, we've had a lot of action in the feeder series. F1, I have to say, has been a tiny bit more quiet. It's had its moments, but it's been a tiny bit more quiet as all the teams obviously try and get everything ready. No red flags at all, so everything fine for F1. But yeah, I think the action will really start kicking off tomorrow and on day.
Josh T, what have you made of practice 2 and looking ahead to the weekend?
It was a little bit quiet, as Omi said, but then scary with that puncture. I don't want to see that again, but it's Silverstone. There's always punctures, but yeah.
Going to be fun. Right, here's the coverage details of the weekend. Tomorrow morning at 9:10 British Summer Time, you can join us for the F3 sprint race. Trackside Saturday is at 10:15 British Summer Time. Free practice 3, 11:15 British Summer Time. Green flag is at 11:30. F2 sprint race on there at 1:05 British Summer Time PM. And then the session starts 10 minutes later. F1 qualifying live from 2:30 British Summer Time. Session starts at 3 with an extended build-up as well, and we'll have Jess as well trackside tomorrow. My thanks today to everybody in the team, and hopefully tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. Tonight though, left on the session, Parc Fermé is going to be 3 hours after the checkered flag. The covers will be actually at 7:05. Parc Fermé is at 8:05 when they can't touch the cars for the curfew night. Join us, JB Motorsports 2 later on tonight. Omi and Jess going to be talking about what's happened so far in the day. We'll be back tomorrow though for all our extended coverage of the British Grand Prix, including Trackside Live. Thanks for your company throughout today. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the F3 Sprint Race. Bye for now.